Get that done. There we go. Now we'll share that screen and get things going here. There we go here. All righty. So first and foremost, welcome and I'm sure glad to see everybody here. Glad to have you with us. And we're going to kind of just go over a few things before we get started. Number one, if you need to get up and leave the room for whatever reason, please go ahead and do so. You don't have to raise your hand or any of those kind of things. During the presentation or during my little report to you, or if you have a question, please just unmute and ask that question. We don't have to wait to the very end to do that. It's a small group, and I don't. You're not going to hurt my flow, if you will, as I go through these things for you. So again, I'm Past District Governor Chris Gunstream, and I'm certainly glad to be with you this evening. We're going to go through a couple of things. So I've done my welcome, and part of the agenda is want to make sure that you're all welcome. We truly are glad to have you with us this evening. We're going to do a little discussion about Mission 1.5, and not a whole lot are we going to discuss about 1.5. I think that all of you have heard about Mission 1.5. You're well aware of what it is and what the goal is for that. But we will kind of go over that very briefly, but not going to dwell too much on Mission 1.5. We're going to talk about first quarter goals to actual as we've come through, and as you see, the goals are the actuals today in the spreadsheet. You'll see those numbers are as of today on the actuals. So it will be a little bit more than just the first quarter goals, but you will certainly get the gist of where you are as far as goals versus actual as we've come through the first quarter of this Lions year. And then some items of interest that when I say that, those are items that I think are of interest that should be of interest to you in your districts and things that could help your districts. And then we're going to get to some district reporting, and we'll let you talk about your district, talk about some things that your district is doing, and share those experiences with us on this Zoom meeting of MD8's GAT area. So let's get into this. We are truly on a mission, and we have all accepted that mission 1.5 challenge. And the question that I always ask is, what does that mean? When we accepted the challenge of mission 1.5, what did we mean? What did it mean when we accepted that challenge? Did it mean that we just accepted the challenge that we were going to reach 1.5 million Lions in our membership number by June the 30th of 2027, or that we were going to meet the service extension to 1 billion people worldwide by June 30, 2027? Or was it more to it than that? Well, while we did agree to that and did accept that challenge to meet the goals, there was a little bit more to it. One of the things that we agreed to was to develop new clubs during this Lions year, and MD8 certainly stepped up to that challenge with five districts. MD8 has a goal of has a goal of 6 new clubs for this year. So the challenge has certainly been accepted to that end, but we will see where we are in meeting that challenge as we go forward. And the other portion that we agreed to is that we would be implementing the global membership approach throughout the district. And that means that we're going to implement the GMA process all the way down to the club level. So my question to you will be, as you talk about your districts at the very end of this and when you're reporting, is where are we in and where are you in your districts in implementing the global membership approach at the club level, and where are you and your district as we talk about new club development moving forward? So mission 1.5, currently MD8 membership stands with a positive 30 year to date, and that's excellent. I mean, that is just that's wonderful to see. If there's two MDs out of our five MDs that are positive. That's MD2 and MD8. Thank you very much to all of you who are working so hard to get that to keep us in a positive number. That helps us overall to take up some of the slack that the other three MDs have on us that are negative. While they are not overly negative, they are still negative, and so we need to we're needing to work with them and get them to the positive. But MD8 is certainly a positive. 8L, as we talk about right now today, is a plus 11. 8I is a plus 14. 8O is a negative 7. 8N is a negative 1. And 8S is a plus 13. So that all comes out to be a plus 30 as we are year to date. Currently, MD8 has not started a new club for this Lions year. And we're going to talk about that when it's your turn to talk about and give me some district reports about where you are in new club development, what you see on the horizons, and those kind of things. And currently, MD8 has dropped one club during this Lions year. And that's good. We haven't dropped any more than one. As you can just well imagine, when we're trying to add clubs, if we continue to lose them, that means that our net goes down, and we need to have a net growth in new clubs and not a net loss as we go through all of that. Here's the goals versus actual as it stands right now for MD8, and as you can see, each one of the opening balances, as you see there, that is what we started the year with. So if we started the year off with a total in MD8 of 3,436 Lions, and we are currently standing with a balance of 3,466 Lions. So you can see where we have where we do have the growth. We do have some loss in there, but we have the growth. The biggest concern right now is that we are now past that first quarter, and we still haven't we haven't put a new club in. And as we take a look at the time frames that we're in right now, this is now going on well past the middle of October. We're just 5 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and we're just a little over 9 weeks away from Christmas. So that means that we really just have 4 weeks before we all kind of shut down for the remainder of this Lions year, because we'll have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving will move us right into December. Those couple of weeks that we have before Christmas comes in, we know that it's going to be a very slow time for Lions doing any kind of work. And as we go through the Christmas holidays, then in through New Year's, we're talking about possibly the second week in January before we actually start back up. And then we're in that second half of the year into the third quarter. And boy, howdy, do we really need to make some things happen. So if there is opportunities for starting a new club between now and Thanksgiving, we need to really get out there and work on that. But as far as the goals versus actual, you're doing fine. You can kind of extrapolate some of this information that's there. If you take a look at certain goals of by each district, you can see what your district goals are as far as new member growth. That new member growth does include charter members into that, so that takes that into account. So you can kind of see if we're going to be able to meet those goals or not based upon the 3.5 the 3.5 months that we have already gone through during this quarter. I don't know how often you go to insights on my LCI. If you're not a big proponent of going to insights, I would strongly urge you to try to start becoming a proponent of that. Insights is a great place to go. This is on goal attainment. So this is overall for MD8. It is not, I do not have it broken down by each individual district. You can do that. You can take that all the way down to the district level. What I want you to pay attention to or pay note to is that you will see on this graph here some purple numbers. This is what they're calling mission 1.5 target numbers. When we talk about new members, I want you to, while you will see it when you open up and you will see it when you go to your district about a new member target, and it shows there a new member target growth of 505 lions for MD8, when in actuality your actual goal is somewhere about 165. There's a big difference there. I want you to not to pay any attention to that 505. I have had a conversation with all the folks that I have to work with and deal with, and these targets were put out after district governors and districts submitted their goals to Lions Clubs International. I thought it was unfair. I thought that it was actually going well outside the bounds of where we really need to be. When you start talking about putting a goal out there of 505 or a target of 505 new members, when we have not met that number of new members in years, then you're just setting a district up for failure. Your numbers that your district governors has submitted for district goals and what you have planned to do is enough to put your MD and each one of your districts in a plus position at the end of the year. And to be quite honest with you, I made the comment that if we ended the year with each one of the MDs in GAT area 1A with being a +1 at the end of the year, and that's only a +5, and that doesn't sound like a whole lot, that would be leaps and bounds from where we have been over the last 10 years of total in total growth for our GAT area. Obviously, I want us to do better than a +1. I want each one of you to work toward and attain the goal that your district has put forward. But when you see that goal number for new clubs, please disregard that. As you can see, the new club growth for the target level is 5 new clubs for MD8, and you have 6 that you put in there. So please work toward the goal that is there. And I'm going to ask you, if you would, to reach out to every club in your district and ask them to please adopt the Club Excellence Award program as something that they're going to strive for. If each club were to attain Club Excellence Award at the end of the year, that means that they will have ended the year with at least a +1. So just think of what that could do for your district. Well, there's some districts that have 20 clubs, or some districts that have more. So we're talking +20 and upwards if we start talking about each club having a +1 and attaining the Club Excellence Award. It's not an overly difficult thing to do to attain that status, but please, and if you're not familiar with where to go to find the application and the requirements for Club Excellence Award, you can go to My Lion, to the very front home page, go to the search eyeglass, type in Club Excellence Award. It will take you to the landing page for Club Excellence Award, and you can go right down to the 2023-2024 application and requirements, and you can print that application off and share that with all the clubs within your district. And it's a great way to get them moving and started in a process of working toward attaining goals. It kind of gets them a mini start to what the GMA process is really all about. So some items of interest that I think are really kind of important as we are moving forward here. membership development grants. Currently, MD8 does not have one membership grant submitted to Lions Clubs International, and I think that's kind of sad in a way. And why I say that is that while that grant is not a 100% grant, it is a 75-25 grant. In other words, for every $100, your district has to cover 25 of that, $25 of that, but LCI will cover the $75 to that amount. If you're thinking about doing a membership drive, if you're thinking about starting a new club, you're thinking about working on a branch club, you're thinking about doing a rebuild on a club, there are some costs that are involved with all of that. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to be able to offset those costs for people with a grant? You can apply for this, and as long as you what I refer to as dot the I's and cross the T's to this grant, you're gonna receive that grant. There are still dollars available. This grant is typically a grant that dries up very rapidly, but because we're in mission 1.5 and because of the importance of membership growth, Lions Clubs International has funded this grant program pretty heftily. So to the point that what I have been told, if a district applies for the grant and they are doing everything that the grant is asking, they've done everything that they need to do in that application. They've filled the application out. They're talking about membership growth. They're talking about adding a new club. They have an action plan of how they're going to get there. They have filled out their budget item, and all of this stuff, by the way, it is provided in the application package. It's all fillable PDFs, so you can do it all and then just submit it right online. And you don't have to worry about putting it on a thumb drive, putting it in there, or copying of this thing. It's just all straightforward. But as long as they fill out the grant, and there's money available. So I think if you have, I know if you have not submitted, your district has not submitted for that grant, please take the time, get your GMT to your global membership team coordinator to sit down and fill out that grant application. It's free money, and I don't know of any district that could not use an additional $1,500 in their line item. True, I mean it's up to $1,500. LCI will cover up to $1,500 of that 75% for whatever it is that your district may want to do. So please take the time to fill that out, submit it to Lions Clubs International, and that will be something that your district can use in a variety of ways based upon what you tell them you're going to use that money for. And if you need to change at any time during the grant period, you can always change what you're going to use that money for. You just have to tell them what you're going to change and let them know, and that is just fine. So please take the time to fill out that grant. Global membership. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to interject. I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted to let you finish your statement, but District 8L has applied for the grant. I actually signed the paperwork today, so Scott Harkey will be sending that in shortly. And once it's set up, it's being set up. We're looking at it to be in that January time, and we're going to probably have some of the GETs from the other districts to attend if possible. That way they can bring that message back and kind of, get the best bang for the buck. But District 8L has applied for that.
Council Chair Chris, thank you for that. And the information I get comes from LCI from what they have on their desk. So I appreciate that update on that. So good on 8L.
It's not done yet, and I know you would not have that information. I just want to let you know that I signed the paperwork today. District Governor Todd signed it yesterday, and it went back to Scott Harkey today.
That is super. That is just super. Thank you for letting me know that. That way I can let my boss know that 8L has submitted. So because she asks. She asks. Global membership approach training. Has your district started and trained your zone chairs on global membership approach training? One of the things that is that is an action item for all of Constitutional Area 1 is to get all zone chairs trained in the global membership approach. And if that hasn't happened, reach out to me, reach out to your council chair, reach out to me, and we can set up some training. We have a number of people who have a tremendous amount of knowledge in the global membership approach, and we are very good about training zone chairs in that. I'm not going to kind of tout my own horn here, but I've been involved with the global membership approach at the very beginning when it was a North America membership initiative. I was involved in the pilot programs. Our district was a pilot district for that, and it helped our district. We ended the year positive, and it was the first time in quite a few years that we had ended the year positive. And we put it into play last year. We ended and got our district moving forward with it last year and ended positive again. So it does work. And I can do some training. I know that I have another member of my team, past District Governor Mark Roth, is more than capable of doing that training. We have also on our team past District Governor Terry Harkey, who is very well qualified in presenting that. And so there are a number of folks that can do that. So if you need someone to help you train your zone chairs, we do it virtually. We don't have to sit in the classroom and do it. We can do this virtually. That training will last about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we open it up to questions and answers, so we can maybe go an hour and a half at the most. We'll go as long as somebody wants us to go. It's not like it's something that we're going to put a time frame on. If somebody wants to go for longer than that, we'll certainly do that. But again, it is an action item. It's something that we need to make sure that we do. And please take advantage of this. It's an opportunity to get your zone chairs trained so they can then go out and train the clubs in their zone on the global membership approach process. It is very important. The process works. Trust me, it does. And we want to make sure that all the clubs in GAT Area 1A are trained in that and can start implementing that no later than January of this next year. For district governors, vice district governors, make the most of your club visits. The reason I put that in there as an item, item of interest, if you go to my LCI, and you go to the search icon and just open that up and type in, make the most of your club visits. That will take you to a landing page that will give you an immense amount of information and give you some tools and some guidance for when you go to visit your clubs. It's chock-a-block full of information. So take the time, and you may not want all of it. You may not want to take everything that they're asking or they're recommending that you take. Maybe you want to pick and choose what you want to take out of that information and take with you when you go to visit a club. But take the time to review that landing page. It has a ton of great information in it, and I just strongly encourage you to take the time to go there. Everything you need to know, everything you need to start a new club. Again, if you were to go to Lions Clubs International through the search icon and just type in new club development, that's all you have to type in, new club development. It will take you to a landing page that is strictly for new club development. And there is a plethora of information there. I mean, the new club development work kit, toolbox, all the things that you need, everything that you need to know or could possibly want to know on how to start a new club. The only thing that they don't give you in that on that landing page is they don't give you where the next club in your district's going to be. I mean, that you're going to have to do a little bit of that work yourself. A little tongue in cheek here, but they do give you and provide you with an awful lot of information on the things that you will need to know and the tools that you will need to use in order to start that new club. So please take the time to go there. We need to encourage Leo to Lion transition. There is, if you go to Lions Clubs International and go to the resource center, and from the resource center, just type in Leos, and or you can actually type in the search line, encourage Leo to Lion transition. There's a PDF that is in there that is there about Leo to Lion transition. That is something that we do not do very well in Constitutional Area 1, and we don't do well in GAT Area 1A. We don't do that very well at all. This transition from Leo to Lion is, for lack of a better term, poor, and so we need to work on that just a little bit. I think that we're missing the boat. We spend an awful lot of time, energy, and effort in working with our Leos and getting them excited about doing community service. I mean, yes, there's a lot of that helps them with what they need in order to graduate because they need community service hours, but they also get the understanding about what it is to be a Lion. They start to see what Lions do, and a lot of them look forward to becoming a Lion. The problem is that we just don't ask them once they turn 18 because we think they're going to go off to college. Well, they may be going off to college, but doesn't mean they can't be a Lion. And so we need to really try to encourage our Leos to transition into Lions as they become 18 years of age and they move from high school, graduating from high school, going on to wherever it is that they're going to go. So I encourage you, I strongly encourage you to take a time to look at that, review that PDF, and share that with your clubs, especially your clubs that have Leos with them to help them to transition those Leos into Lions. LCI dues, excuse me, that LCI dues. We are now back at that point in time in the year when Lions Clubs International dues are starting to show up as being delinquent. Right now, we know those clubs that are 90 plus days that are past due and paying their LCI dues. And so what's going to happen when they hit 120 days? Yeah, or maybe right at that 120 days. What's going to happen is they're going to go on status quo or financial suspension, if you will, whichever term you want to put onto that. But they're going to go into status quo status for that because of non-payment of dues. Once they get there, it's imperative that they get those dues paid. Here we are in October. In November is when that period will hit sometime, and it wouldn't surprise me. It's going to be somewhere around the first to that first week of November. That status quo list will come out, and it will list all clubs that have not paid their dues. So it will tell us that these clubs will go from status quo to or from financial suspension to status quo 30 days from that date, and they will have, typically they're going to have until the 30th of December. It's never the 31st. It's always the 30th of December to pay their dues, or that club will be canceled by Lions Clubs International. I have sent out letters to all of the MDs, with the exception, when I say letters, emails, with the exception of MD8. I will be sending those out tonight. Your district governors have already received something from Lions Clubs International about those clubs that are at 90 days past due. My list a little bit more extensive than the one that Lions Clubs International has put out. I found that out by a number of MDs that or a number of districts that are responding back saying, I didn't know about this club or that club. So very important that we gently remind them, that we gently encourage them to pay those Lions Clubs international dues. Very, very important. And we just hate to see a loss of a club because of non-payment of dues. I mean, there are so many ways that we can work within the way the system works that we can make that happen. Also, when it comes to paying Lions Clubs international dues, work with your clubs and encourage them to start using either online payment or credit card payment for their dues. Debit card for the club's checking account. There's nothing that says that they can't have that they can't have a debit card. There's in the Constitution and bylaws of Lions Clubs International. There's nothing that says they can't do online banking. In fact, it's highly encouraged. If we do online banking, the great part about that is that payment of dues is instantaneous. The minute that button is hit, if you will, the minute that button is hit about paying of those dues, it goes right into the system. It shows the dues are paid, and that's over and done with. The second thing that's important or about that is that most of the times, more than 50% of the time, when people pay by check, they do an injustice by doing that. At the very top of the invoice that we receive from Lions Clubs International, there is a cutoff line. There's a line where you literally take a pair of scissors and cut off on the dues statement or the invoice, and that is to be attached to the check when you mail it back. Over 50% of the checks that are sent into Lions Clubs International that are paying dues, don't have that on there, or they don't write into the memo side what it's for. So those checks literally float around Lions Clubs International, not knowing what it's for. And it could take anywhere from a month to 2 or 3 months before those dues or that check is credited to pay those dues. So we want to encourage all of our clubs to try to move to online payment of their Lions Clubs International dues. So for the second quarter, now, how was your district in comparison to the goals that you submitted? Do you need to make some adjustments to your action plans? That's one of the things that I think is very, very important. We're not talking about adjusting the goals. I think that as I look at all the goals that each one of the districts have submitted for this Lions year, the goals are very attainable. There's some stretch in there. There's some that are going to make you work a little bit, but I think that's the good thing about a goal. It is to make you work. It's not to be something you can sit back and make it easy. But at the same time, I think they all are attainable. But you need to take a look at the action plan. Does your district have an action plan for you to meet each one of those goals that have been submitted to Lions Clubs International? And if the action plan hasn't been done, then that should beg the question: if we don't have an action plan, how are we gonna get there? What roadmap are we going to follow for us to be able to attain the goals? Is it just going to come down to us from on high, or how's this going to happen? So we really need to take a look at how can we either develop some new action plans or adjust the action plans that we have that will help us attain the goals that we have set for this year. If you have not started working on a new club, the time is now to start. As we said, when I wrote these out, we had about 2 months. We're now getting very close to having just about a month left in this quarter to where we can work on a new club. If we haven't got that new club started, or if we're not working on it, it's going to be it's going to be a tough climb. It will be a push to try to get one in before the end of this year. So if you haven't started, I would strongly encourage you that now is the time to start in working on a new club within your district. And is your team committed, aware and committed to the district goals? And is the global membership approach being implemented at the club level? I cannot stress more than that, that we need to have the global membership approach being implemented at the club level. If our clubs aren't growing, then there's got to be no. If our clubs are just, if we're going to continue to do, and I hate to go back and talk about it in this light, but if we continue to do what we've always done, we'll continue to get what we've always got. Over the last 40 years, in Constitutional Area 1, we have seen a dramatic decline in membership, up to the tune of, and I hope that you're ready to hear this number, almost 400,000 lives we have lost in the last 40 years. So if we continue to go on that path and we continue to think that what we're doing is the right thing, and by gosh, there's no need for us to change how we operate, how in the world can we say that? I mean, we continue to lose, and we're not. So the global membership approach is nothing more than a process. It is not a program. It's not something that is a canned program, kind of like Merle or Merlot was years and years ago. The GMA is a process that each club will develop programs that work for them. There's a lot of tools that are provided for them out there that have been provided by Lions Clubs International, but those are just tools. They can use them or they don't have to use them. But I would strongly urge you to go to, and if you have not looked at the new Just Ask booklet, please go in, download that booklet from Lions Clubs International. You can also order that booklet from club membership, and they'll send you as many as you might want. But that the new Just Ask booklet really walks the club through the entire global membership approach process. It walks them right through it, and it's a great way and a great thing to do. So, and just think about this: we don't have clubs, we don't have zones, we don't have zones, we don't have districts. Without districts, we don't have an MD, and without an MD, we certainly won't have Lions Clubs International or our wonderful foundation that is out there helping those people all around the world. So now it's time for district reports, and we're going to talk about a few things: new club developments. We're going to talk about club branches, priority clubs, club rebuilds, and any membership growth events that your districts or your clubs have scheduled and to talk about in October. So I'll stop sharing the screen, and now it'll be your turn to talk a little bit about what's going on within your district. So I will. Who wants to be the first one to raise their hand and take that challenge on? Oh, somebody's got to do this without me calling on somebody. Terry, welcome. Glad to see you.
Ryan, Chris, I think the only governor you have on the call is Ryan Harry, and he's on the phone, not on the. Looks
Okay.
like, is that you? No,
No,
that's not
that's
you.
my
That's
phone.
so Ryan Harry, we lost Harry, and that's Terry's phone. So at this point, we do not have any of the governors on the call.
All righty. Would anybody like to fill in for what might be going on within your districts, or would you not feel comfortable in doing that?
I can say some of it.
Okay, and you are?
For District Terry Onderpont. I'm not
Hi,
sure
Terry.
what my title is at the moment, other than GET. Anyway, after Terry had her training with the zone chairs, the zone chair for the club, the zone that my club is in, and 3 other clubs, including our sponsoring club, we're actually getting the presidents together next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, to talk about how we can help each other with membership and all that sort of thing. So, and I know that one of the clubs, the East Baton Rouge Club, is having a major dinner, I guess, in November with a guest, or early December with a guest speaker to try and encourage membership growth. Our club is having a membership competition or contest right now, and we plan on having our November meeting as a recruitment meeting and having a December social that will be a recruitment for our club. We have about 10 people in the pipeline that we just haven't gotten back to, so hopefully our club will have that. I know our I guess district cabinet meeting is going to be at the end of October, so I'll have more to report, I guess, back at that point. But for now, that's kind of some of the stuff that's going on.
Great, that's great. You know, if you got 10 in the pipeline, get them from the pipeline into that induction. I think that's great. Thank you very much, Terry, for sharing that with us. Appreciate that. Lion Carey, you care to pass on any words of wisdom?
Are you talking to me?
No, Lion Carey.
Carrie was just.
Oh, yeah. No, the only other, I guess, when you were talking about checks and starting new clubs,
right?
I think that there has to be a plan to allow to, I guess, either have people write the checks to the district and the district sends in the payment so that they could do it electronically, because usually you don't have a bank account set up yet. And so you either have to write checks individually to somebody and then pay their dues that way.
Oh, well, you're talking about for a new club. Yes, that would be correct. But we're talking about, I'm talking about clubs that may already be, we're already established clubs that have not yet paid their LCI dues. But if you're talking about a new club, then yes, the sponsoring club typically will be the one that will pay that for them.
Okay.
Once they get all the money from the new club coming in.
I will tell you that when you were talking about Leo to Lion, when we formed our club, we actually had a former Leo that became a Lion.
Good.
That we got there. But the odd part was headquarters didn't know how to handle it because the age difference was so long, and he didn't have his Leo number because his house flooded in the 2016 floods here. And so we actually had to pay his entrance fee and never got anything back from LCI to say that we didn't, that we got a credit. So it was one of those, it says one thing and did something else. So
I wish I could solve the ills of all the issues that we have sometimes with Lions Clubs International and their not getting back to us in a quick manner. We're working on it, and that's, you hear that from everybody. But I can tell you that we do have a constitutional area leader who is very adamant about reaching out to staff and is not afraid to put her foot down. I can tell you that right now, especially at the staff level and with leadership back at Lions Clubs International. She certainly is not afraid to do that. So will that solve the problem tomorrow? Maybe not, but it might help as we move along down the road a little bit.
Right.
Anybody else want to make a comment about a few things that are on the list of items to talk about?
Lion Chris.
Yes.
My name is Alden Berto from District 8S.
Lion Alden, welcome.
Yeah, I'm talking in behalf of our district governor, Michi.
Okay.
And right now, District 8S is on the stage of putting a new club with Bridge to Independence. We're going to have a Zoom meeting on October 25 with our board of directors, and between their staff and the volunteers, they have like more than 50 already. So, and I hope we can close this down for this year.
That would
Another
be awesome. That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
another club that we are working out is the Lighthouse for the Blind. Again, between the staff, the volunteers, and the parents, they have like more than 30 already. So I am working with Marrero Lions Club to sponsor the Lighthouse for the Blind group. This is a specialty club. Both of them are specialty clubs.
Okay. Yep.
So hopefully with this year, District 8S will have 2 new clubs. Our club itself, the New Orleans Filipino American Lions Club, we started with 89 for this Lion year. And we have like 105 members, plus additional 4 members from last Sunday. So it's when we finish reporting those 4 members, we are now 109 as of this date.
Congratulations. That's outstanding.
I appreciate for all the resources that LCI are doing. Actually, the resources on the digital product webpage is so great, and we can access everything in there. I just want to share it to everybody that everything is in there. We just have to dig a little bit. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Lion Alden. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Lion Chris, can I chime in on that?
You most certainly can, Council Chair.
Just so you know, I think you're familiar that Terry Harkey is our GLT for the state.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Well, Alden Murto is our GMT for the state, and Carrie Anjapont is the GET for the state. Just to let you know who they are, and that's why Alden is very involved. The club he was talking about was the one I was talking to you about. That's part of the university down here.
Right.
So that's the club I was talking to you about earlier today. So.
Yeah, District Governor Mitzi had told me about I knew about the bridge to independence, but I didn't know when that next meeting was going to be. And thank you for giving me those dates of 10/25. I certainly hope that that you're able to at least submit that new club application somewhere around that first part of November. That would really be great if that could happen. I'm not going to push, not too hard, but of course I'm going to push. But that's because we all get pushed a little bit. But you know, getting that new club in will be great. That would be great to break that ice for MD8 on a new club this year. Please, if there's anything that your GAT can help you with, or that you need assistance from, or we can provide for you, reach out to us. We're here. We truly are here to help you, and I truly mean that. So if there's something you need, let us know, Lion Alden. I'd appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One
No,
more
go right
thing.
ahead.
As part for this conversation that you're having here. At this point, you have 8L represented. You have 8 I represented. I see Mike Kennedy was here, but he went away. Hal Grubbs is here. And then you have 8N and 8S. 8O is the only one not represented here. I will tell you, they are still working on the 2 clubs that they had spoke about at the beginning of the year. You know, and they're still working on that, and it's in the pipe. So as far as anybody else, if y'all have any comments, please share. But 8O is not here, and that's what they're working on.
And I appreciate that. I know that they had a couple. I knew about the 2 they were working on. Again, as we go through this, Council Chair, and you can let all your governors know, and those of you who are here can let your governor know. every week about Thursday, there's going to be an email that will go out, and that email is going to ask, do we have any new club? Are you working on any new clubs? Are there any new club applications that you're going to open the next week? I know you will get tired of seeing that. Believe me, I get tired of seeing that email too. So it's just something that it's a question that has to be answered. And I hate to beat that dead horse, but unfortunately, that is something that is critical to Mission 1.5 is new club development. Again, I want to talk. I want to make another comment about if you need help in training your zone chairs and the global membership approach, please reach out to either me or to past District Governor Terry. For those of you who don't know, not only is she obviously she's your GLT for MD8, but she is also my vice area leader for GAT Area 1A. So if one of us can't get it done, we certainly know one or two people that can get it done. So please reach out to us if you need help in getting your zone chairs trained. One of the things I do want to share one other thing with you, if you will, and bear with me as I do that. There it is. I'm gonna here you are looking at and it's not to pick on any particular district. It just I already had told your council chair that I was going to share this this evening. It's not to pick on any particular district at all. I just randomly pulled a district, and it just happened to be 8I. And if you take a look at this is a club health assessment. It comes out once a month to the district governor. It also goes out to the zone chairs for the clubs in their zone. And what it gives us a lot of information on this health assessment. But more importantly, I want you to pay particular attention to where it says months since last activity report. That is service activity being reported. One of the things that we are not doing well, not only within our GAT area, but all across Constitutional Area 1. And I might be able to even say all across the world, is that we have fallen behind a little bit in reporting service. And I could have used 8I as we have here in this example. I could have used my own home district of 2S1, or I could use 3E out of Oklahoma, or I could use 7N out of Arkansas, or 26M4 out of Missouri. They would all kind of look the same. There's a tendency to have an awful lot of red in that reporting of service, where we see 24 plus months.
Wow.
NR means that no report has ever been submitted since we moved over from paper to online reporting. So the reason I point this out is if your district does not have a district administrator, it would be a good thing or a good idea to try and get that district administrator involved. Also on this call this evening, or on this meeting this evening, is past District Governor Cindy Watson, and Cindy Watson serves as our GAT Area 1A GST, the Global Service Team leader for our area. Cindy is, for lack of a better term, she is my go-to person whenever there's a question about service reporting, how to do it, what to do, those kind of things. She is the person that I go to. She and I served together as district governors in the same council during our year, and she truly has an understanding of this. And when I say that if you have a question, or if you need help, or if you need some guidance on how to reach out to the clubs in your district, Cindy will be more than happy to try and help you in whatever it is that you might need to do as far as trying to get service being reported within your district. So again, I'm not picking on ADI. It was just a district that I pulled out, so just to show you as an example, we have some work to do within GAT Area 1A, and we also have work to do within Constitution Area 1. But I need your help. Lions Clubs International needs your help in getting service reported. That is how we do some things that we do worldwide with different organizations and different foundations. They come to us because of the amount of service that we're able to report. And the more that we report, the more we're going to get asked to be a player in an arena that we don't normally get into. And let's talk about the arena such as Nile or river blindness, or we can talk about measles, the work that we have done in those areas as well. So again, Past District Governor Cindy is here to help and do whatever she can. And if you have a question along those lines, Cindy, I would imagine that they could reach out to you with an email, and you'd be more than glad to help them, would you not?
Absolutely. I got 2 today, and was able to help some people find the information they were looking for. So anyway, sometimes things are real easy and sometimes are more difficult, and we'll see when the new system comes out, which is supposed to be a whole lot better, especially in reporting. So hopefully, I've got great hope that it's going to be better. So when that time comes, I expect I'm going to have a lot of questions, but I'm here. So, and I've been a district administrator for years, even before I was district governor. And so, and I do all the reporting for my own club. So I can help you guys out if you need help. Or if you've got somebody that has no clue how to even start. I've got a little Word document I can send them that'll lead them step by step through it. So yeah, just reach out to me.
That's awesome. And thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. Before we end this call, I'm going to ask everybody, you got to put on your nice face because I'm going to take a picture here, because we always take a picture of every time that we do this. So make sure that make sure I get the print screen and I don't hit the off button here. Get my glasses on, so get to the right one. You know, if I don't do it right, I turn everybody off. So do me a favor and give me a good smile. There we go. There. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Oh God.
There we go. You know, there we go. Got it. Thank you very much. That, you know, you got to have a picture of everybody on here, and so that way, you know, we can prove we were here, right? So that's number one. I would also going to ask Past District Governor, my vice chair, or my vice area leader, Terry Harkey, if she has any words or any comments she'd like to make. Terry, it's all yours.
Well, thank you. I do. A lot of the people from MD8 that are on this call were not at ADL conference this past weekend, and we're not at the council meeting which followed, in which we talked about using the new member development coordinator. And so for those of you who did not get that information, we have reached out to Jody Burmester, who will be coming down in January. You may ask, Lion Christian may ask, why January? Well, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but our service is full from September 1 through December, trying to get the kids screened that have to be screened for Head Start. And so we decided January would be better for our district. And so she will be coming down sometime we're hoping. She and I will be talking tomorrow about that specifically, but she'll be coming down for a dual purpose. She'll be doing a new member development organizational thing for ADL, but she will also be here for an RLLI as a facilitator. And so we have asked the governors, every governor, to have each club identify one person to send to that. And we have a cutoff of 30. So we've got a way to make that equal, where there'll be a waiting list and such. But we're looking forward to that. And we have great, they're not here except for, who is it, Harry? Harry's here. Even all of them aren't here. We still have a great group of district governors this year. And I'm really proud of the way they're moving and what they're doing. We're going to change a lot of that red. It's going to go black before the end of the year.
Good, good. If you guys got Jody Burmeister coming, you've got a fantastic trainer. So, she's LSIP qualified or certified, and I have known Jody for a number of years. You've got an excellent trainer coming in to help. So, kudos to you on that, and she will do some good work for you. Terry, thank you for your comments. And before we completely finish up, I will ask Council Chair Chris if he has any closing remarks or any closing words that he would like to provide.
Everybody here knows me. They know I need to keep my mouth shut. I let them do their work. I'm glad that you guys were here and able to participate in this. These are our next leaders. I'm not sure if you really know. I think Cal is the only one that's not on the agenda to move up in the leadership. We're hoping to change that and move Hal up. But you got Helen, which is your next governor from 8L. Then you've got, see if I'm looking, we don't have I, we don't have O. Well, I, we have Hal. But then on O, we've got Carrie, which is hopefully moving up, and we're just not sure where to put her. And then we've got Robin, which is going to be our second vice, and Alden, which is going to follow Robin. He will be on the agenda on the ballot this year for our second vice of District 8S. So we've got some great leaders coming up behind the great leaders we have now, and that's what it's going to take to, to change these things around. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Council Chair Chris. I appreciate that. Does anybody have any questions that they would have of me or of past District Governor Terry or of past District Governor Cindy?
It's not a question. I wanted to tell everybody I had done some research. In L, Red River Parish is the only one that doesn't have a club. In I, it's East and West Carroll, Madison, Richland, and Tensaw. In O, it's Iberia and St. Martin. And in N, West Feliciana and St. Helena. S, you have everybody, but you might want to look at the city of Vacherie. So that is my little headhunting idea.
Great job, Lion Carey. Thank you. Great job.
Lion Carey, you said the city of Zachary?
No, Vacherie.
Oh, Vacherie. Okay.
When I looked at the map, I looked at where all your clubs were in proximity to other cities or areas that might support it, and Vacherie might be a good one. Because it seems like all the districts, the further you get away from where most of the population center is, the harder there is for clubs. Hal, if you're still on the call, you might want to create a Lions of Northeast Louisiana and put those 5 parishes in, and then you could break them out into clubs after. I mean, you could have one club and then they could break off and become their own club in their own right as you get enough people.
Right. I received your information, and the breakdown is very helpful. I believe the parishes or cities that you just mentioned are on that list, and yeah, that we're going to be concentrating on those. District Governor Jackie Auerbach, who is at a club meeting tonight. She couldn't be at our board meeting, nor could she be on on the Zoom call. But yeah, and we're looking at a possible new club in Swartz, Louisiana, right out of Monroe. So yeah, a lot of work to be done, but we feel pretty confident we can get things moving there.
And Carrie, if you could please, if you would just, I'm going to ask you if you would send me a little quick email with all that information that you just passed out, because when I listen to this recording again, I will miss it. I will miss not hearing certain things. So you
Not a
know,
problem.
as I hate to say that I'm getting older, but you know, I might be getting older. So I hate to say that. Without anything else, I want to thank all of you again for being here this evening. I hope that you got something from this call. Your call is this. It's this time of the every month on this Tuesday evening. It's kind of set in stone. If there's something that we need to change, just let me know. We'll see if we can do that. But you'll get another link for the next phone call for next month. So, but between now and then, I want you to know, I want to say just two things to you. Thank you for the work that you've done already this year. I'm proud of every one of you. I'm proud of the work that you're doing. I know that your council chair is extremely proud of what you're doing. And I also want you to know that if there's anything that you need, if there's any help that you need, or any support of any kind, all you have to do is reach out to me or to reach out to past District Governor Terry or anyone on the GAT Area 1A team, and we're going to be there to help you. That's really what our goal is to help. And that's really what our charge is. So again, thank you very much. I wish all of you a very wonderful and enjoyable and happy Halloween. Enjoy that. Don't eat too much candy, but other than that, have a great time. And I look forward to seeing all of you here in the very near future. I think I can say I know I'm going to see a few of you on the 18th or somewhere around that time frame. So of November. So look forward to that. And thank you all. You have a good night now. Appreciate it.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Mhm.